Hello and welcome to this video playing Riverboca. Yeah, this is a try to play chess at roughly 7 in the morning, which didn't work out well in the two games before. I hope I'm doing better in the third game. But well, we'll see. Yeah, the Petrosian is a good line for 7 in the morning, as yeah, sometimes you get really simple to play positions. I could be one of those. It's already a fairly bad line for black, but yeah, it's notoriously tricky. The king's Indian, you always have to kill more than one time in a game. Yeah, you usually get, or often get, a position where yeah, you're just strategically clearly better, like here. That is already strategically terrible for black, but then you still have to win it by tactics, because black is doing all kinds of things to muddy the waters. So let's see what happens here. Black kind of has to play that, so that he has at least some kind of idea in the game with f5, but it's just not good, right? I mean, you don't want to be in this situation with black. So anyway, let's see what to do here. Rook g1 is possible. Even bishop g4, it's kind of, normally you don't get this, actually. You don't manage this move. Knight to e4 is of course also quite good. Knight e4, you will probably play knight to f6. Rook g1 is another move that is kind of tempting. Let's do this. I'm not quite sure what is best here, to be honest. It looks like white is better in more than one way. Let's do this. Queen h4 is the move that is the most desirable, let's say, but didn't go for it. So here, how do we get there? I mean, queen to h5 or something would be good for the attack, and I want to castle long here, of course. Castle queen side. Yeah, knight d2 e4 maybe. Yeah, still knight f6, and somehow it continues. He has knight b4 sometimes. Okay, I'm going to play this now. I just don't want to take any longer and then get into time issues. So yeah, just this one. Trying to play it in a somewhat simple way. Queen d2 will be a useful move next, attacking h6. Oh, that's odd. I thought he needs to go to g6 so that king h7 is possible. But okay, we'll see. Maybe he has some idea with knight b4. Yeah, so castling queen side. Yeah, you have to be, I mean, knight a2 would be checkmate, yeah, so you have to be a little bit alert. But I mean, black's king position is clearly the more problematic of the two. But still, anyway, so what now? Bishop h6? Don't see why not. Okay, so now how do we win this? Knight d3 is on the cards. I have knight f5 actually. It's because of the pin. And where is the queen going? rook g7 next. Looks pretty awful. I didn't see that move coming. I can take here, right? So I should win the queen. Yeah, it was just like a completely unplayable position out of the opening for black. And it's rather, it's not uncommon. Yeah, people don't really know how to play against the Petrosian. I always see that. I always see that happening is wrong, but I see that happening really frequently. Knight a6 is possible. It's sometimes viewed as slightly inaccurate. You want to play h6 first and get the bishop to h4. Now I can get to e3, which is considered to be more desirable square than h4. Yeah, and now black needs to be really precise, and I think this is already not culling it. After g4, how do you ever get play? I mean, if you go f5, you see what happened in the game. That wasn't easy for black. But you cannot just stay and do nothing. I mean, slow moves, I'm going h4, h5 and get the typical Petrosian clamp. So, yeah, I understand that he wants to do something. So this is kind of what you do. And now I don't know what black should do. It doesn't feel like a good position at all. King h8 is also the engine move. Yeah, now I was unsure because everything looks good somehow. Bishop g4 looks like a good move. Engine gives bishop f3. That's a bit odd for bishop e4 maybe. Yeah. And my move now, well, the engine also thinks my move is okay. Knight f6 looked normal. Queen h4 is given as better. Still white is quite solidly for choice. So knight f6, knight g3, bishop h7, queen d2. It looks bad, yeah. Yeah, the engine gives me a win basically. e4, yeah, e4. What to do? Yeah, h6 is just a goner. And queen e7, knight f5 is just over. I mean, knight g8 gave away the queen, but there's just no move. Yeah, rook g7 wins. It took me a second to. This is winning. Yeah, it would be the a little bit more stylish way to finish the game. But the Petrosian is just a good opening. I mean, I think that black probably should equalize, but it's not easy to do. It's really not easy to do. Okay guys, thanks a lot for watching.